Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing this 2025 Jeep Wrangler two-door sport. Now at the front we have the signature Jeep look with the 7-slat grille, and then we do have a little more basic headlamp since the sport package is the base, and then we do have the base turn indicators with the fog lights down below, and we still do get recovery points. By the way, these are halogen, and yeah, this is a normal plastic bumper. But moving over the hood, we do have this bright blue paint that looks cool, and the hood is kind of like raised up in the center. But otherwise, this is the overall front look. I'm impressed with it, and the process to open this hood is kind of funky. These latches, I mean, it is a two-door Wrangler, so it is. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that produces 280 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. That goes through a 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and 23 on the highway. I would like to give a huge shout out to Humes, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram who let me spend some time with this two-door Wrangler. I'll include a link down in the description below so you can check out what they have currently. Before we move forward with this review, I just want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe, because I post unique content for you guys and I'll make more unique content for you guys. I had the most difficulty finding the two-door Wrangler, so please subscribe and comment down below and let me know what other cars you want me to review. And guys, let me know down in the comments what do you think about this blue color on this Jeep Wrangler, and if you guys are wondering, this can tow up to 3,500 pounds. And let me show you the payload capacity for it. So the payload capacity sticker is here. It has a total payload capacity of 700 pounds. So I would say that's decent enough for a two-door Jeep, because essentially you can fit only two-person comfortably and little space at the back. You don't have a large cargo area. You need some muscles to close it off. But when we come onto the side, we have these all-weather tires, and their tire profile is 245 by 75 R17. So we do have 17-inch alloy wheels over on the front and on the back, and then we do have these chunky fender flares. With it being the sport package, which is the base package, we do have blacked out badges for the Jeep, 4x4 blacked out mirror caps, and the blacked out door handles, and this one is a soft top. Overall, taking a couple steps back, this is the entire side profile. It has the blacked out wheels as well, and those don't look too bad on the two-door Wrangler. The contrast with the blacked out door handles and the blue color is good. And then when we come onto the back, we do have a spare wheel, which is the alloy, the same black alloy, and it's a full size spare, 17 inches. We do have tow hooks down below, and this is the rest of the rear with its normal tail lamps. These are not LED, but hey, it's a two-door Wrangler. What else do you need? And coming inside, since it's a two-door, it doesn't have a reverse door, but we do have basic trim up here, being it a sport, but we do have some soft touch down here. Grab handles are lock and unlock function, chrome door handles. And moving on to the seats, with this being the base sport package, we have these cloth seats that have a good touch and feel to it. Orange stitching all throughout, and the seats are manually adjustable, and we do have a height adjustment for the manual seats. And to go back, you just pull this. The seats fold down to go on the back, and you don't have a ton of leg room at the back. It's a two-door Jeep, but yeah, it's mostly reserved for kids. And this is the second row. Actually, the second row seats are also quite fancy with the same stitching and the cloth interior, but we do have manual controls. Let me show you guys the space in the trunk at the back. The way to open the truck is kind of easy. And then when we open the truck trunk back here, you can see there's not a lot of space behind the second row, and it's the two doors, so the trunk isn't quite practical. But if you are alone, then the two door is good. We do have these mats from the factory, and then we have this to throw down the seats that are manual. So the seats are manual to throw down once you're all done. Wow, this is solid, the gate, and you can just close it right off. The hard top is a little harder to open. Now let's get inside. We do have grab handles over here. So when we look at the steering wheel, we do have the Jeep logo up here. We do have a bunch of practical controls like for the instrument cluster, voice command calls, for our cruise control, and we can see different bits of information at the screen. So we do have a fully analog gauge cluster over here with a digital screen in between that can show you different bits of information. You can even see the speed digitally. Our headlamp controls are down here. That's always a good thing. We do have headlamp controls down here. We do have audio controls at the back of our steering wheel. We do have our turn signal indicator stalks at the back, and we do have physical stalks for our wipers, and we do have an engine start stop button. I would never have guessed that. That's awesome, having an engine start stop button in a base two-door Wrangler. So good job, Jeep, for that. Thumbs up to you. And visibility over the hood is good, over the mirrors, and it's more baseline, nice trim and AC vents, but basically it's more like a baseline Jeep inside with more like baseline materials for the steering wheel. And then we do have a bunch of physical controls for climate control, like the traction off, automatic start stop off, and stability. And then we do have a select speed cruise control over here. And then these are our power window controls. So since this is a two-door Wrangler, we only have two switches for the power window controls, a bunch of USB ports, aux port, 12-volt socket, the shifter for an 8-speed automatic, and we do have our 2-speed transfer case with the 2 high, 4 low, and then we do have a manual parking brake down here, dual cup holders, nice trim around the dash. Even though it's like a base model, still we do have like hard plastic, nice stitching on the dash, a grab handle, and we do it's a Wrangler, so the glove box for the two, the glove box is a little small for the Wrangler, but the nice trim on the armrest, USB port and storage space in the center console that's divided into two parts. We do have a screen over here at the center, and this comes standard with all Wranglers. If you're wondering, this does come standard with all the Wranglers, and yes, this does have a backup camera. And then yeah, good job, Jeep. The backup camera is quite clear. I'm impressed with the clarity of the backup camera. Thumbs up to Jeep for that. And it's a brand new Jeep with only 13 miles. And we do have a manual mirror dimmer, so that can work. And then we do have the soft top. This can move off and we can open it. Let me show you guys the key. So we do have our Jeep logo over here, nice fancy key, and then we just have our lock and unlock function, panic button, and the flip key. Since this is like the base Wrangler two-door sport, we do have like more of the basic key. But hey, at least it still has a push button start, no complaints. And now, let's look at its window sticker. You guys might be wondering, how much does all of this cost? This is the window sticker for our Wrangler two-door sport 4x4, and it's the 2025 model year. Our base MSRP is $32,000, and then we do have very few options over here. So our total MSRP comes out to $37,680. Yes, the total MSRP for this is $37,000 approximately. Look at the fuel economy once again, but I believe you can easily get this below $37,000, and you can negotiate some off and maybe get it around like 34 or 35. So if you are interested in a two-door Wrangler, this would be the price. Essentially, you don't get a lot of it, they don't produce a lot. The production is less, but hey, at least you have all the essential features with your power window controls over here. 8 speed automatic shifter, 4x4. To be honest, if you live alone, the Wrangler will be good. You can see snow all nearby and this beast untouched by snow. So, if you live in snowy areas, the Wrangler is a great getaway car for you. Now, you do have four-door versions in the Wrangler. So, if you want to sit four people and more space, especially the four-door Wrangler would have more space at the back. So, I'll try to get a review for the four-door Wrangler as well. So, stick around on my channel, and as soon as my four-door Wrangler video goes live, you can see the difference between the space at the back. You'll have an idea after seeing this video. Guys, let me know down in the comments what do you think about this blue color on this Jeep Wrangler, and how do you like the two-door setup, and what do you think about this price? I feel it's perfectly priced, especially because you have these fat all-weather tires, and then you do have like the signature Jeep look. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share it with as many people as possible. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.